His love life is talked about all over the internet. He was on Dancing with the Stars, despite not being able to dance. He once wrangled a kangaroo with his bare hands.
I did what?
He's your favorite reality TV fuckboy reformed. He can make a woman fall in love at first sight. He is Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
Bonjour, bitches. Welcome back to another podcast episode. Today I'm in Paris. Well, I'm not. I'm still in my apartment. But when this comes out, I will be in Paris for the Olympics. Yes, I am not competing. I actually don't know why I'm going. NBC and Snapchat are sending me and Dom, which is really special. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. I actually have no idea what we're going to be doing. All I know is it's going to be a great time. And there's going to be a lot of like sexy Olympians running around, like just being amazing, doing things that I could never do. So growing up, I thought that I would be in the Olympics for swimming because Australians are really good at that. And I thought I was really good. But turns out I'm absolutely dog shit. Just like any physical activity, I am absolutely hopeless. And I was possibly the worst swimmer. I'm not, again, a waste of a tall guy. I'm 6'5", and I should be good at something athletic, but I'm not. But today's episode is just a solo episode. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk all about the Olympics, things that are going on over there. Some crazy things that we have coming up, and most importantly, your questions and your situations that we can get, red flag, green flag, or a little beige flag for. But anyway, so like I said, I'm going to Paris, and I couldn't be more excited. Dom and I have never really been on a big trip together, and it's kind of crazy after Perfect Match. We really just haven't left each other's side. This has been the first time that he's been away from me for a long time. It's been like a week. We're going with NBC, and I'm actually not sure what we're meant to be doing apart from seeing incredible people get gold medals, silver medals, there's bronze medals as well, and doing all those wild things. I'm also potentially going to meet up with a friend and commentate on some stuff, which I don't know if I'm very well qualified for, but it's going to be very interesting. But the thing I'm most excited for is there's this baker, and this is going to sound crazy. I've been having dreams about him. His name's Cedric. He just makes really good pastries. So if he's in Paris, I DM'd you if you would love to collab because your pastries look so good. And I've been really excited about coming to try a pastry. Anyway, I'm getting fully sidetracked, but this is going to be my first ever Olympics. I think they do like Commonwealth Games in Australia. I don't know if that is equivalent to Olympics. I didn't go to those either, but I'm pretty sure that's quite a big deal. But I also want to talk about, seeing as we're talking about the Commonwealth, the Australian outfits for like the opening ceremony. Have you guys seen them? Like they look like little, like private school kids. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I get it. It looks fun, amazing. But if you look at like Haiti, or like Mongolia, their outfits are insane. I don't know what's going on. If this was like, we wouldn't even get top 3 in the fashion Olympics at this whole thing. Like even America looks good. Everyone looks nice and swaggy and classy, but then Australia looks like private school kids. Again, like these people have accomplished more in their life than I ever will. But I don't know why they're looking like that. But I remember I did Amazing Race. There was 2 Olympians on the show, and I was really nervous because obviously they're very competitive. The first one was Jana Pittman, and she came on Amazing Race with her son. She used to do the hurdles, I believe. And then my favorite person ever, Angie Simpson. She actually does watch the show, so shout out Angie. I love you. If you don't know Angie, she's Cody Simpson's mom, Ali Simpson's mom. Ali Simpson's also the biggest sweetheart on the planet. And I know Cody was trying to get to the Olympics, but I think he fell short. I'm not sure the details of it, but that family is so competitive and so good. But just seeing like their drive, just doing an Amazing Race, I couldn't imagine how competitive it is at the Olympics. So I'm very excited to see it. I hope I get to go see some Australian swimmers. Again, I don't know the rules on any of this stuff. I started watching like Taekwondo competitions yesterday from like Tokyo Olympics, and it was just strange. I didn't get it. I don't know what's going on, but it's very competitive. It is very serious. So I can't wait to be like an armchair expert at all these like random like sports. I think also this year is the only year they're ever doing breakdancing, and you guys have seen me dance. So I might have to get up there and try and get a gold medal. No, I definitely would never qualify. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so I actually don't know what I'm going to be seeing. But if there's events you want me to go to and Snapchat it and film for boyfriend material, let me know. I'm actually going to take all my podcast equipment. So in case I find a little swaggy little Olympian that wants to come on the show, we could do it. But I really want to go see gymnastics because obviously our girl Simone Biles is going to be cleaning up. It's going to be crazy. I don't know why I'm claiming to be American. It's just because I live here. I hope there's good Australians. There's probably great Australians, which I'm backing, and Kiwis. But yeah, I really want to go to gymnastics and swimming. What I really wish is that I was staying longer for the Paralympics, because I don't know if you guys follow them on TikTok, but they're fucking hilarious. Like, they're really funny, and it looks like way more competitive and way more interesting. So I really want to go to that, but NBC didn't invite me to that. So hopefully they watch this and they want me to stay on forever. You know, speaking on Paris, last time I was there, I was doing the Emily in Paris Who Wore It Best. And when we filmed that, I didn't fucking realize that it snows in Paris. I just thought it was always beautiful and amazing. So we get in there and I'm jet lagged to the high heavens, and I go for a run at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and it's fucking snowing. I'm in little gym pants and a tank top, thinking that I'm a hero doing it's like an ice bath, but like in real life, like a running ice bath for like 40 minutes. So this time I'm packing warm clothes, even though it looks warm and muggy. I don't know if it does look like that. I've just been watching a lot of TikToks of all the Olympians that are there in the village. And I don't know if you guys have seen the beds. The beds look like scrub daddies. They look fucking wild. I don't understand how and why they wanted to do anti-sex beds, because here's my stance on it. If anyone should be fucking, it should be the Olympians. It should be the best of the best humans on the planet of this generation. If they should be reproducing, it should be them. It shouldn't be us. Like, make my bed uncomfortable. Like, give me a cardboard bed. Fuck it. I might go do it right now just to see what they're going through. For them, they're going to figure it out. Why try and jeopardize their good night's sleep? Like, they're competing at the highest level. Why give them a scrub daddy bed? I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense. And also in my brain, is LeBron James staying there? Can he fit on the bed? Because I got a fucking feeling he cannot. And I did see Simone Biles. She said she's staying there. So I'm also way too deep on this on TikTok. I've been trying to figure out who's staying there. I've been watching a lot of Australian Olympians that are there. One of them actually followed me, so shout out to her. But speaking of the Olympic Village, that should be a reality show. That looks crazy. If there's any of you Olympians there, or anyone knows an Olympian that is staying there and wants me to go record a podcast episode there, I will come to the village. I will test out your bed. No, I won't. I won't do that. I'm going to be a good boy. We're being boyfriend material. But I would love to come check it out. I would love to come film an episode with you and just see what the vibes are over there. The food looks great. It looks like a little fun time. I was actually watching someone from the Philippines, her TikTok, and she was saying that the food doesn't have enough seasoning, which kind of sounds ideal to me, because like anything spicy or too much seasoning, I am a choking hazard. Real talk though, outside of that, I feel like because it's Dom's first time going to Paris, you know, I got to be a good boyfriend. Like a best friend. I got to stop with these allegations. I got to be a good best friend. And I want to show him all the really cool places. But I'm a little bit worried because it's going to be so busy. And I know there's a lot of pickpocketing that happens. And I feel like this is probably a pickpocketer's like lottery. Have the Olympics there. Like, I remember last time I was at the Eiffel Tower, a lady walked up to me with like a sheet to sign. She's like, do you want to save like sick puppies? And I'm like, what? Yeah, of course. And then, no, she asked me, do you speak English? And I'm like, no, not really. I'm Australian. I can barely speak English. And she goes, do you want to help puppies? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. What's wrong with them? And then I realized that there was people creeping up behind me to try and empty my pockets. But I was broke at the time. So they could take whatever they wanted. I probably would have joined them, to be honest, if they wanted me a part of that scheme. A fun story about Paris. When I was 18, when I was on my little Kentucky tour and I went to Paris, we went to one of those shows where the girls like titties are out and they're like in a line like kicking their legs, which is that a masquerade show? A burlesque show. Yeah? Yeah, so I went to one of those and it was really fun. It's always great to see titties, especially when I was 18 and I was having the time of my life. But I also ate snails, which, you know, I feel really bad because they're so like hopeless and the little like snails, and they're just like, they can't defend themselves and they're just getting plucked off the ground. But they were really nice. And hopefully this time around, me and Dom can eat some snails. But the one thing I didn't enjoy was fucking frog. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Frog legs were really disgusting and they were kind of like kicky a little bit in your mouth. It was like slimy and like disgusting. I think I had only 2 legs and I was good. Where some people were just like chowing down. Like they had a whole tray filled with frog legs. And it was disgusting. And that's no shame on the game to Paris because you guys have great food. But frog legs is just not for me. I also I don't know why. Why do you, there's chicken. You guys have baguettes. You guys have so many amazing croissants. Shout out Cedric. I want to try your croissant, brother, please. There's so many amazing food there. Why do you have to eat frogs and snails? Is that just, you want to be quirky and fun? I guess we eat kangaroo in Australia. So I don't know. Anyway, don't eat frog legs. But I might make Dom do it if you guys want me to get him to eat frog legs on camera. So, when I was a young athlete playing rugby in Australia, I always thought, again, that I would be able to make it to the Olympics. But I just Googled that they play rugby there, which is kind of crazy because I think it was gone for a little bit and now it's back, but now it's sevens. So if you guys don't know what rugby is, it's pretty much just a way more fun football. And I'm going to get in trouble for that because I think NFL just takes too long. But rugby sevens, there's only 7 people on each side of the team, where it's usually 15. And it's the same size pitch. And it's just a faster, more aggressive game. And I don't know how these guys have the stamina for it. I remember growing up, I could only play full rugby. If I was playing sevens, I would be out of breath all the time. So hopefully I get to go to a sevens game because I know there's so much more fun. And I know it's so much more crazy. All right, guys. So those are my top picks that I want to go see for the Paris Olympics. We've got rugby, gymnastics, swimming, maybe some diving. If there's volleyball there, I bet they're all sexy. But if there's any other ones you want me to go see, please let me know because I would love to do it. But now we're going to get into your favorite segment, If It Looks Like a Red Flag, the Paris edition. Yeah, so for today's episode, I'm going to assign some Olympic-themed situations with either green, red, or beige flag. So our first scenario, and I want you guys to agree or disagree with these. The first one is he pays for an extra checked bag to hold all of his Olympic souvenirs. I think that's a red flag. I don't think you need an extra bag for that type of stuff. I got a few friends that said, go get me a pin or go get me a little jacket. And I'm happy to do that. But to have a whole extra bag, well, watch me say that. Then I'm going to come back with a whole bag full of random shit. But I feel like that's a red flag. You don't need to do that much. Also, no one loves the Olympics that much, brother. Why do you need a whole extra bag? Unless it's clothes for his girl. Unless it's clothes for you. Then you're like, oh, okay, that is really sweet. So I'll put that on the fence. The next one is he only wants to watch the men's sports and not the women's. That's a red flag. Our girls are so talented. Look, I only want to watch the women's. That's why I'm going. I want to watch all our little ladies do their thing and crush it. Maybe I'll watch some boxing. Maybe I'll watch some rugby. Those are only guy things I want to watch. But there's so many incredible, amazing women there. I feel like if you were only going to watch the dudes, you are a silly little bean and you shouldn't be going at all. Well, you should go. We should support both genders. But I feel like there's just so many incredible people going and so many incredible athletes that are going to be there. I feel like if you're just going to only watch dudes, you're just a fucking goose. You're a silly sausage. And I say that for both sides. There's so many incredible men going as well that I'm sure are going to be great. Okay, whatever. Next one. He's painting his whole body red, white, and blue to cheer on Team USA. Personally, I wouldn't do this. Personally, I'm not even from America. I'll give you a green flag because I feel like that shows that you're passionate about your country, you're passionate about your people, and maybe you're the type of person that has an extra checked bag for souvenirs. But again, watch me go and do this. Watch me be painted red, white, and blue when I'm not even American. What do they paint Australians? Green and yellow, I think. Yeah, green and gold. I'm going to go do that. And New Zealand's black and white, I believe. So, and what is England? Blue and red? I'm going to be all three because I'm a hybrid of all three of those people. So if you see me painted with an extra check bag, just call me a big old red flag. But, no shame in the game of all those people that are painting themselves. Again, I'm probably going to end up doing it just to feel the energy of the people and not be too cool for school. Okay, scenario number 4. He blacks out at the pub before game even starts. Look, that's a red flag. Brother, control your liquor. Now, I'm not one to judge. There was this one time this is really sad. I was with Boohoo and we were going to a Harry Styles concert. And I don't know what came over me. I don't know what happened, but it is the most drunk I've ever been in my entire life. To the point where I was vomiting on myself. And it was with a brand, so it was really embarrassing. Like, I remember, I don't know if I ate too much that day. Oh, no, I didn't really eat anything that day. Because I feel like if I ate too much, I would have been fine. But I didn't really eat anything. And then we get to the Boohoo headquarters and we're like having a few drinks. Everything's going crazy. We get on the bus. I'm feeling good. And then as soon as we get to the concert, all I remember was hearing screams and then just like being carried out by my friend Denzel. And then being like asleep on the bus. Now this is like also super embarrassing because a bunch of my peers are there. There's like a bunch of other like influencers and my friends. And they're also like, what happened to Harry? Because everyone was having the best time ever. And I'm getting dragged out at a Harry Styles concert. I was actually so surprised that there was no videos of me going viral being dragged out of this concert because I was absolutely tit-faced. And I think that's the biggest red flag. That's why I don't drink anymore. That's why I've been a good boy, because I got a feeling that there's some little bug inside me that as soon as I smell a little bit of alcohol, I just want to get absolutely sideways and start breaking shit. And that's not a good thing to have. I'm a red flag when I'm drunk. I'll kiss everyone. And then I'll start breaking shit. And then I'll just be a little menace and I'll run around in traffic. It's not good. This is why we don't want me to drink anymore. And I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, next one. He sells his car to buy tickets to the Olympics. Look, I think that's a green flag or a beige flag. Honestly, again, I don't know if you need to sell your car to go to the Olympics. But if it's a family member or someone else that's going there, that is competing, I feel like that is very nice of you. I remember this one time I had to pay a lot of taxes and I had a lot of watches and I had to sell them for pennies on the dollar to try and pay back some of these taxes, which I feel like that is a okay reason to sell shit, but to sell your car to go to the Olympics seems a bit dramatic, but it's a beige flag unless, whatever. Okay. My boyfriend gets the next one is my boyfriend gets a boner watching Simone Biles. I think that's a red flag. That's a married woman. We shouldn't be getting boners watching gymnasts. But I feel you. I get boners at wrong times as well, all the time. Still, I remember, when we were young stallion in high school and we're learning about algebra. And you look over at the board and you just get a little stiffy. And I don't know why. I don't know why it happens at the wrong times. But sometimes the testosterone takes over. But I feel like you shouldn't be watching gymnasts and getting a boner. I feel like that's a little bit weird. I remember last time I had a random erection. And that was in the middle of an argument with someone that I was seeing. I think I was just getting excited because I'm like, the makeup sex is going to be awesome. But it was just weird because we were both crying. Okay. Anyway, next one. He follows all the Olympic athletes on Instagram. I think it's a beige flag. He could be really passionate about it, could be really excited about sport, or he could be a big old creep getting boners over these people. So I feel like that's a beige flag. You don't need to follow all these people, especially if you have a missus or a girlfriend, unless you both are doing it together and you're just both laying in bed watching their TikToks, because there is some really good TikToks that have been going up around the Olympics. Okay, next one. He only slides into athletes' DMs if they get a medal. Okay, that's a red flag. That's a winning mentality. I get it. I see the vision, but that's a red flag. Or if they get a medal or not, they deserve a DM. They deserve some great DMs. And I have had a few athletes. Yeah, that sounds douchey. But there's been a few athletes that have slid in my DMs. I don't know why. Like, you're the catch. You're the one that is an elite human. I'm just a sack of potatoes over here with the podcast. I'm not an athlete or winning gold medals in any shape or form. But I feel like the best way to DM an athlete would maybe wait. I'd wait till the Olympics are done and till everything's like all over, so you don't feel like a fan or that you're trying to strike while they're at the absolute peak. But I just checked. You can't unsend messages now for some reason. I messaged this person, "Hey baby, how are you going?" And I can't unsend it. And I'm really embarrassed because I don't know why I said baby. I don't know why I was feeling myself. But I feel like, the best way to slide into an athlete's DMs would be like, "Hey, I really want to try, I don't know, ice skating. Any advice?" Something around that. Or be like, "Hey, you did really well. You should be super proud of yourself. I'm also a pretend athlete. Well, no, not a pretend athlete. Like I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this at all. But I would ask a question about them, how they're feeling, what's going on, what their training schedule looks like, because they're obviously super passionate about it, and if they want to train together. So that is it for this segment. We're going to move on to the headlines of the week. And because of the Paris Olympics, we're going to go into some of the crazy headlines that have been going on. The first one, we're talking about the Seine. There's been some crazy scene. The river that's in Paris, the Seine, the Seine, the Senator, the Seine. Yeah, because apparently they spent $1.5 billion to clean up the river for the games. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the river. It looks dog shit. It looks terrible. And it reminded me of a time when I lived in New Zealand. And now this is 100% a true story. You guys can Google it. We did this Collingwood raft race because I used to grow up. Our summer times would be in New Zealand in Golden Bay and this small little town called Collingwood. And every year, I don't know why the fuck we do it or why it's done, but they do this raft race where all the farmers, everyone builds their own rafts to race down this river. And there's a big bridge that's in the middle of it. Now, why would it be disgusting? Why would it be a terrible idea, you ask? Because everyone on this bridge has got rotten eggs, trucks filled with cow shit, all this like horrible, disgusting stuff like dead fish, rotten food, everything you can imagine. Cow shit, again, there was a lot of cow shit, and they would hose you down and spray you and throw rotten eggs and disgusting shit at you as you're racing your rafts down. What did you get if you won? Fuck all. Like, not worth the trauma and the damage that would go into that river. But it legitimately would be so fucking disgusting and petrifying. Like, I'm also like, he was like 14, 15 years old with all my friends on a raft trying to race people down this river, and you're just getting like cow shit sprayed into your eyes, like, and also seeing rotten eggs hit your friends in the head. Like, I felt like we were going to war out there with just no shelter, no nothing, no ammunition to throw back. Like, sometimes you would grab a little bit of cow shit and you try and throw it back up onto the bridge, but that wouldn't help. And it would just be like disgusting. And you'd see all these kids like coming to the pub after it, just disheveled, just all with pink eye, all covered in poo. And it was a horrible time. Like, people would be throwing up. Like, I remember like falling off the raft, like getting sniped with an egg and then covered in cow shit and falling off. And the only thing that you could do was like get off the raft, get underwater and try and like swim under the raft. But it would be crazy. Like, it was actually disgusting. And then you'd also see like some of the other rafts, they would have ammunition and they would throw it at you as well. And I think I only did it twice. Because like the first time I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. The second time I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is crazy. I should have been smarter. Not wasted the time building the raft, but being on the bridge throwing shit on everyone. And that would make me feel really good about myself. Again, why is it a tradition? I don't know. I don't know who started it. Like, hey, let's have a raft race and everyone can throw shit at each other. Like, maybe because it was like a big farm area that they just wanted to dump their cow poo once a year. I don't know. It was disgusting. I don't recommend it. So I kind of can relate to these Olympians that are going to be swimming in this river. I just hope no one throws cow poop at them because they don't deserve that. I deserved it at 15, and I'm getting sidetracked. One of the other things that I've been seeing in the news a lot is a lot of these Olympians getting the ring tattoos. Now, I am a strong advocate of not getting any tattoos whatsoever because I'm trying to get all mine removed, and I get them with exes, and it's silly because I realize every person I got a tattoo with, the relationship ends and I'm not really friends with them or they're in my life whatsoever, which is really sad and silly. Obviously, getting an Olympic ring tattoo is different because you get to go to the Olympics. You're representing your country. You're the best of the best in the entire world, competing at such a high level. If I was an Olympian, I would probably get that shit tatted on my forehead. And I would want to show off all my rings to the world. But some people have been saying that they think it's tacky and it's kind of whatever. But I personally think, like, if you can make it to the Olympics, you deserve to get it tatted on you. I'm going to the Olympics, but not because I'm competing. But I might even just get it tatted just for the sake of it, just to join in with the party. But I feel like that has such a great, deep meaning to it, whereas mine, I just get drunk and they're silly. Okay, well, speaking of tattoos, a lot of people do ask me, what do my knuckle tattoos mean? So this one actually says Zuru, and it's getting removed. I think it means cheating in Japanese, which is fucking stupid. But it's actually my friend's company. Before Taught to Handle came out, I was really drunk one night, and we're like, let's tattoo your company on me. The company's worth like $7 billion, so there's no value that it gets of being tattooed on me. It's probably worse for their brand than anything. But I got it tattooed on my knuckles because I was drunk and a silly sausage. I had a lightning bolt with an ex-girlfriend on my finger. Again, I don't know why we did that. And then there was another one where I got a 4M in my other finger with another girl. And then I got the 42 on my wrist with Carter and the rest of the group. Then on my inside lip, I have Todd. It says Todd with a love heart because that was my best friend from high school. We just loved each other so much that we got each other's names tattooed on each other's lips. His faded. Mine didn't. Mine's been here forever. And speaking of Todd, my first ever tattoo was actually designed by Todd, and it's on my bum. It's an elephant, and there's Arabic writing under it, and we forgot to translate it properly before we got it tattooed on my bum, and it says, never forget not. Because the meaning behind it was we were like, oh yeah, elephants never forget, and we never want to forget each other. And he got the elephant, but then I decided to get all the Arabic underneath, and it was like 2 years after I got that tattooed that someone translated it for me and said there's an extra word there. It seems kind of silly. And then I have another one on my ankle, which was like our view from New Zealand when I was growing up. And that was, I think that's the only like meaningful one. Oh, actually these two are meaningful. I have winning streak on my thumb and then T for my friend Tavita who had passed. So there's my tattoo tour. Welcome to my crib. So another thing that's been going crazy in the headlines, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but thousands of flights have been ruined by the CrowdStrike outage. And airlines have been struggling to recover. I've had a few friends that have been stranded, have had planes go down, well, not down, but like planes not take off because of all the stuff that's been going on. And obviously, if you're watching this now, I've left to France on Sunday, and I should be fully in France by this time. But I fucking hope that my flight doesn't get outaged as well. You know, now that we're talking about it, I'm going to speak a little bit on a few long flight nightmares that I've had. This one time, and I don't know if I've ever explained this story before, but when my sister was getting married in New Zealand and I went back to New Zealand for it, I was, so where she got married was like 3 or 4 hour drive away from the airport. And I got this big camper van and I was just having the most amazing time by myself. And once the wedding was done, I was driving back to catch my flight. I stopped in at McDonald's and I absolutely smoked so much McDonald's and I ate so much of it. I was so hungry that I didn't think twice about how much I was eating and what was going into my body, that as soon as I got on that flight, the 14-hour flight back to LA, I was blowing the back out of the toilet. Like I was violently sick. Like it was one of those ones where you couldn't trust the fart. And like I didn't want to move in the wrong direction because I didn't want something to slip out on both ends. But as you can imagine, on a 14-hour flight, the whole time I am occupying the toilet, vomiting. And you know what the worst thing about that was? Is I had to, number one, I had to walk back to my seat. I had to get off the flight around everyone else. But I was also covered in fucking vomit, like down my shirt and stuff like that. Now, and also, the biggest annoying thing is that because I'm not American, the customs and border security line sometimes takes like 2 to 3 hours. So as you can imagine, I've just spent a whole 14 hours blowing the back out of the toilet on the flight. And then I have to stand in line for like 2 or 3 hours where I'm unsure if anything's going to fall out of me again. And I'm covered in vomit and I haven't slept. It was possibly one of the worst experiences ever. I've never been back to New Zealand since because of that. No, because I just don't have any time. But I definitely wouldn't go back after eating. Well, I wouldn't eat a bunch of McDonald's and then get on a flight. On a positive note, there was this one time when I was flying from New Zealand to LA with my ex, and I was just fingering her the whole flight. We really wanted to join the Mile High Club, but we're also like very young and feeling freaky. And we also weren't together. Like we had just broken up, and we thought it'd be a good idea to try and get freaky on this flight. And it was really weird because like, I don't know, like why are you going to finger each other? And it's like not going to progress. Like also what do fingers do? I don't know. It was just like weird. And it was also, we did it for like 5 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, cool. We can tick that off the list. So this flight to France is like 10 hours. Usually when I'm on a flight, I'm asleep before the plane takes off. Like I literally will sleep the whole flight. As soon as my body's not moving, I pass the fuck out. I don't know if that makes me like was it like a celiac or what is it? It's a celiac, a narcoleptic. But like as soon as I stop moving, I'm asleep. So wait, what is a celiac?
You're intolerant to gluten.
Okay, I could be a celiac as well. And that is it for our headline segment. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to get into your questions to me. And there's been some spicy ones this week. And if you want to submit your questions, please go to boyfriendmaterial.imunwell.com and get those little questions in. This question's from Katie. Silly sausage. Random question for you. I'm studying abroad in Europe and I think I'm in love. I met this boy and we've hit it off in a way that's never happened to me with American boys. It's so strange. As a non-American, what would you say is the biggest difference between international men and boys from back home? Why are international men so much better? Katie, okay, here's my hot take on doing like a little study abroad in Europe and falling in love. I think that when you're doing a little summer fling, it's so hot and so amazing because it's a short-term thing and it's got to end at some point. I feel like when you're back home with American boys, you're like, oh, okay, like I'm always going to be here. It doesn't matter. There's no like, I don't know, like allure to it. I feel like when you have, because I've been there, when I was in the Kentucky tour, I was madly in love with this girl. And I thought that she was everything. And it was just because we're exploring different places together. There's so much new stuff, so many new stimulations going through your brain, like seeing a new country, seeing new cultures, seeing new things. And you get to do it with someone who is just tickling all your little pickles. And I just feel like being back home and in your hometown, there's just not that like attraction because you know everything. Like you know your town, you know everything like that, and it doesn't end. I feel like the best thing about summer flings is that they end. You get to have that amazing experience and everything that's going on in that moment, and then you go back home and it's like that amazing whimsical time. But if it was on forever, then it's probably not going to have that type of attraction. And again, I also don't know any details of what is going on with you and this guy, but I also think that different cultures potentially treat people a little bit different. And I feel like being a foreigner myself and coming to America, I feel like there's this little like allure to being from Australia. And I feel like that's potentially what you're going through in Europe. This guy is like, wow, she's fantastic. She's foreign. And I get to show her my world and get to like take her to see cool places and stuff like that. And I feel like it's just so exciting. Potentially it could be the love of your life, but you also never know. He could be like that one guy at a bar that is just like sleeping with all the foreign girls that have fun, whatever else. I hope not. But I just feel like it's a handful of things combined in this situation that make it so like magical and fun. Whereas if you were living there forever, it wouldn't be as magical and as fun. I don't know if that helps at all, but I feel like just live it up in the moment. And if it's meant to be, it will be once you go back home. But I just think that like these summer flings, these summer romances are only good for the summer. But if they stretch on forever, then it's just going to suck. So just take it for what it is. And also, I'm sure there's good American boys as well. I just feel like some American boys are pretty freaky and all they want to do is just like be little frat stars and hook up with girls. Well, I've noticed that when I've been out at the club and you just meet guys and all they want to do is like have sex with everyone. I'm like, dude, have fun and then the sex will follow. Take it for what it is. Don't put too much pressure on it. Don't compare it to boys back home. Just live in the moment and have fun. And then once you go back to America, if it still has that spark there, if you guys are still talking and it's meant to be, it will be. But the summer flings are the best because it's just exploring a new place, being filled with love, being filled with like curiosity. And then you get to go back home and like regroup and decompress. I don't know if that helped at all, but yeah. The next one is from Jamie. If you could compete and win a gold medal in any Olympic sport, what would it be and why? Look, I feel like swimming. It would be sick to be like, oh yeah, I'm the fastest swimmer in the world. Come at me, dolphin. I feel like that would be so much fun. To be a good swimmer would be crazy. They all have the most incredible bodies. If you look at any fucking swimmer, their bodies are insane. I'll go on record to say that I feel like swimmer bodies are better than runner bodies. I feel like swimmers have it all around. Like you look at any swimmer and they're insane. Their bodies are just in the most insane shape. I don't know what that has to do with me winning gold. I just feel like I would want to look like a swimmer because they're all just so sexy. Maybe breakdancing as well, but obviously that's a given. You guys know I would have won that if I was doing it. This one's from Lucy. Okay, so I'm a huge Swiftie and I'm traveling to see the Eras Tour in Warsaw in August. I'm single for the first time in a long time, and I'll be honest, I really want some European dick. Is that so wrong? Harry, help a girl out and give me some tips on how to flirt and eventually seduce foreign dudes at bars. Lucy, I feel like if a guy's going to a Swiftie concert, I don't know where the fuck Warsaw is, but it sounds terrifying. But I don't know if there's going to be any single guys going to a Swiftie concert. I think if you're going with your girls and you're out there hunting for some European sausage or some European baguettes, again, I feel like there's that allure to being a foreigner in Europe and it's a sexy, good time. The most attractive thing is like seeing a girl having a good time and just all smiles and having fun and just being a good vibe and good energy, and the right person will come. Don't go out hunting for sausage. The sausage will come. The sausage always comes. That's gross. I think just have fun with your girls. Enjoy the concert. Enjoy Taylor Swift because she's incredible. And just have a good time and go out after it. Go to a bar and just be full of energy and enjoy yourself. And the right guys will come. Just make sure they're not married because that would suck. Anyway, also Tinder. They're my biggest sponsor. Shout out to Tinder. Download Tinder and maybe go on a little hunt for some European meat. Smorgasbord. Next one's from Xander. You've been to Cannes with Carter and now you're headed to Paris with Alex. What's better, Cannes or Paris asking for a friend? Look, Cannes was insane. Cannes was the most amazing time. We had the most incredible crew. It was honestly just beautiful. The south of France, and I know this is a very privileged thing of me to say, but if you can go, you have to go. It's beautiful. It's heaven down there. The food's amazing. The vibes are great. But obviously Paris is beautiful in itself. My problem with Paris, and don't come for me, is the weather kind of sucks. And it does. Again, very privileged of me to say that. It's like a little bit overcast. That one time I went when it was freezing and I didn't realize it does do your head in. I feel like Cannes, if you want to relax and get away and just have a beautiful time away, it's incredible. The architecture is amazing in both Paris and Cannes. Now I kind of sound like a loser, but the architecture is incredible. I feel like personally, if I go back to France, I'm going to the south of France, always, every time. But then if I see Cedric in Paris, I'm probably going to stay there because I really like Cedric and I would really love him to respond to my DM because his fucking pastries look amazing and his content's always good. I actually really wanted Alex to collab with him, but Alex is also the busiest human on the planet and I don't think she's as excited about pastries as I am. So anyway, Cedric, if you're watching this, just work with Alex so at least I can be her +1. Thank you so much, Cedric. We love you. You have to check out his pastries. They're fucking nuts. Like he'll get a mango and then he'll recreate the mango but as a pastry. And it's insane. Or he'll be like, "Oh, coconut. Cool. We'll recreate a coconut as a pastry." And then he'll like walk outside. The line's like usually around the block and he'll give everyone a piece. And I'm like, "Cedric, yeah, look at that peach. How fucking crazy is the peach?" He looked at a peach. He's like, "I'm going to make a peach." It's fucking nuts. And it looks delicious. And it's just so shot beautifully. And Cedric, please, brother. It's such a good name. I'll do whatever it takes. Anyway, I won't do whatever it takes. It sounds a bit crazy. But like, it looks beautiful. We're going to go there anyway. Please just respond to my DM. I love you. Next one is from Sophia. Hey, Harry, I'm also going to the Olympics this summer. I really want to hook up with an athlete. Got any tips? Sophia, let's hang out and let's go slay some athletes together. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna get athletes. That's my biggest thing. They're there on a mission. These guys are the best people in the world at what they're doing. They're there to try and win gold. They're there on a mission. They're there to get shit done. I don't know. I feel like my approach is gonna be, if you see maybe a volleyball team that didn't get the score that they wanted, they're not winning, just go, "Hey, I'm here to help. I'm here to make you feel better." Or worse. I don't know. I just feel like once people are out of their competitions And once all their work's done, that might be the best time to strike. They might be out on the town drinking, you know, they've trained their whole lives to this moment, and now they're like all done, they're letting loose, they're getting freaky, they're going out. There might be, I don't know, watch their TikToks, see if they're going to be going to certain spots. There's got to be after parties. There's got to be crazy things going on. Or DM them and be like, hey, look, saw the cardboard beds. They suck ass. You want to come to my hotel? I'm staying in a hostel. There's a bunch of people here and the beds are a little bit better. Could be a lot more fun. But Sophia, if you have any better ideas, please let me know, because I just think the only time that would make sense is kind of once all their work is done and they're not in the zone. Because I also think that's a thing. If you... I don't know, boxers do this where they don't have sex or like jerk off before a fight because apparently that fucks with some shit. I don't know. So, you know, I wouldn't want to set anyone off. You know, if you could cost someone a gold medal if you're trying to seduce them before their big day. Okay. Next one is from Madison. Hi, Madison. Where is Bruce going to be while you're gone in Paris? So Bruce is, you know, he looks after himself. He's a legend. No, we've got a really good dog walker. His name's Michael. He's the best person ever. And Bruce loves him. And he hangs out with like 10 dogs, like all day long. And I think it's like the happiest he ever is when he's there. Like I always get photos of Bruce like lined up. I posted on Snapchat. I lined up with like 10 other dogs, just like looking at the camera and just having a good time. So Bruce stays with him. Whenever I leave the country or whenever I go anywhere, Bruce is with him. And he takes the best care of him. So I'll post updates of Bruce on my Snapchat. And I always feel kind of bad when Bruce is back here because like he doesn't have like 10 other dogs to hang out with. Next one is from Marta. Hi, my name is Marta and I'm from Spain. I'm 22 years old and an athlete. Being an athlete, I have huge biceps and a really muscular build. I'm always hesitant to approach guys because I always assume they wouldn't want to be with me because of my body type. How do I get past that? Would it be a deal breaker for you personally? Marta, what are you talking about, you silly little goose? Your body is amazing. Now, this is exposing me, but this one time I was with a bodybuilder and like we didn't date or anything, but we hooked up and it was incredible. It was a lot of fun. I was a little bit like, oh, damn, she's got better abs than me. That sucks. But it was really incredible. I feel like if a dude is going to get insecure about your body, they need to go to the fucking gym and they need to work on themselves. It's got nothing to do with you. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your biceps. Be proud of your body. And also be proud of being an athlete. But also, like, potentially, I feel like being an athlete, you'd want to date someone who is also an athlete that has the same discipline, has the same, like, routine as you. Because, I don't know, I feel like it would be, like, unmotivating to be with someone who isn't on the same, like, routine and same vibe as you. I just think if a guy is ever going to make you feel insecure about your body, it's just an insecure guy. They're just projecting onto you. You should never have to worry about that. And guys also kind of, no one has any leg to stand on to comment on your body. One of the guys on Love Island, I saw some of the screenshots. He was like going off at his ex-girlfriend talking about her body and shit like that. It's like, dude, grow the fuck up. Like that shit's just strange. You're a grown-ass man. Like you're just projecting. Like that pisses me off. Like who cares? I'll never comment on someone's body, but apart from my own. Actually, there's this one girl that is in my DMs every day and she says, I've never responded. She's always commenting about my calves. Don't comment on people's bodies. It's not fair. Because I get it all the time because I've got the skinniest little calves and I'm built like a flamingo. But I'm working on it and that's the main thing. Next one is from Lucy. Hey, Harry, I need your help. I'm in a love triangle with 2 guys on my swim team and neither of them know I've been hooking up with the other one. We're all together all the time in the pool and the swim cess is honestly a huge turn on for me. Do I need to drop one of them or should I push for a threesome? Lucy, it sounds like you got the best of both worlds. And also swimmers have the best bodies on the planet ever. I think you should have a threesome. You should try and get a little jerky underwater. No. Try and like, oh, I don't know. Try and jerk them up. I don't know. Whatever. I think that it's hot. It's sexy. If it's not too serious, then maybe drop it in. But also like, don't ruin a good thing. You know, like if it's good and everyone's having fun and you're having a fun time with both of them, then don't try and ruin it. Be like, hey, let's all have a hookup, because then they all might try and talk to each other and you don't want to ruin that, especially if you're getting turned on in the little swimming pool. Yeah, if I was in this situation and I was trying to push for a threesome, first off, you got to make sure, like, I don't know, figure out if they're close with each other, if they are talking, because if they do know about it, they both know and they're both playing along, I feel like you kind of already have a leg up and you can like navigate the situation a little bit easier. But if they don't know, maybe like ask them on when you're seeing them on different occasions. Be like, oh, what are your thoughts on having a threesome? And then gauge their response, both of them. And then if they say, oh yeah, who? Be like, oh, well, you know, John Doe was great. I feel like he would be fun to have sex with. And then see if it sparks something there, and then just try and play both sides and see if they're both into it. And then if they are, you know, after swimming practice, get your little bathers off and get in the hot tub and see what happens. I don't know if that helps. Anyway, thank you so much, my loves, for submitting your questions. If you want to submit your questions for the episode next week, please go to boyfriendmaterial.iamunwell.com. I am still taking suggestions for Paris. So if you think of something that I need to do, please drop a comment on the Boyfriend Material page or shoot me a DM, because I love you loads. But thank you so much for listening to another episode of Boyfriend Material. If you did enjoy today's episode, please rate us 5 stars. We've been growing, we've been glowing, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much for coming back each week and listening to this podcast. It does mean the world to me. Next week, we're going to have a guest on. If there's any guests that you are excited about or that you want me to get on, let me know. Please follow us on TikTok and Instagram. I love you so much, and we'll see you back here next week.